Even if ancient Egypt was black, so what? We know that the Persians invaded 525 and ruled for more than 150 years. It is very clear that we need to reassure each and every human being that the greatest of all civilizations that ever occurred on earth was started by ancient black people or African people or melanin dominant people. You can read a lot of proofs in our book Free from God section on extra classics, who is an Egyptian. It is a document which you can get from the website, UNESCO's website, given and shown here. Very, very clear that ancient Egypt, its origins, its pre-dynastic origins, its ancient times, billions or trillions of years prior in Africa, was of melanin dominant human beings, similar to people you call Africans today. So what? You have the power to free yourself from poverty, oppression, and every other social ailment, no matter what circumstance you are born or you were born in. However, it is only the way for you to release the invincible internal power to the surface if you know your identity, your Bantu identity, and accept that originality and become one with your most successful ancestor or ancestors, working amicably with gods like Ausari inside you. But knowing is not enough, because the most successful ever civilization, ancient Khamit or Kemet, was black. Yes, so what? This is what we want to understand, because you have to know that you can make yourself, you can renew yourself, you can grow young, you can be one with the Lord of eternity. That's important. We are here to say we are not using our Khamitic legacy as a foundation for our present and our future, even our past, even though the Kemetic people were black. What is that saved us? Right now, it is the white nations, the pale Arabs and the Asiatics who are abusing the Kemetic legacy by building upon this legacy their own version of technology and their own academic achievements. Black people aren't even building our own schools, their own philosophies, or even teaching this Kemetic legacy. We can see clearly that they go for Christianity, for Islam, and for Judaism. And whilst many know that Europeans lie, they have no energy and the power to teach their children the truth. We should be ashamed that we are failing our ancestors. We are supposed to improve upon what they achieved, not just boast about it, not just brag about it, not just wear t-shirts or make money out of the artifacts. Let's go to work, brothers and sisters, and avoid situations like we see here, Shambolian strutting on our great kings. Khamit was not all spookism, it was not all spirituality, it was not all mysteries, but it was a very practical civilization across the whole earth, because it dominated the whole earth in their devotion to technology, in their universities, in building themselves up, in governance, in militarism, in learning quickly new things. They were top on every sphere of life. Other than us today, we are looking to Russia, to China, to the IMF, to America, to Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Just look at what our governments have done. They have not promoted that legacy of our ancient ancestors who invented a lot of stuff now being modified today by many others. Ancient Africans attained their highest apex of original knowledge and inventions as they created the original Khamitic inventions, African inventions, which today is being copied by all others. And they are saying so and so discovered electricity, so and so discovered this, whereas it is from black Africans who have forgotten two great platitudes. The first one is about knowledge. Knowledge itself is neutral. It's how you use it that makes it good or evil. That's the first platitude. The second platitude is that genuine invention, genuine creation, genuine events like that occur only once in time and space. Others may come later and replicate it, but it will not be like the same original one in form. Take an example of sacred geometry. It was discovered and invented by ancient Africans. The golden ratio, it was discovered and invented by ancient Africans. Even writing was invented and discovered by ancient. Even science was invented and discovered by ancient Africans. No one else can discover sacred geometry today, but they will be repeating that which has already been discovered by our ancestors, including the invention of the wheel. It was done by our ancestors in ancient Africa. We know that ancient Khamit was black African civilization. Depends who you following. What about you? If you acknowledge that Egypt was black and you are a descendant of Khamit, or you are a beneficiary, a neighbor of Khamit, and you are melanin dominant, but then you refuse to build upon that achievement which they gave to the whole earth, you are a traitor to your own race, a hypocrite, and a liar even to yourself. If ancient blacks invented writing, but no single African today wants to use their writing except Ethiopia. They want to use Arabic or European languages and script in their higher education, business, and government. There are countries that say if you don't have English, you cannot have a job, you cannot go to any college. There are countries like that. I come from such a country myself where English is top of mathematics. If you speak good English, then people clap hands for you. It is very clear from this perspective that linguists have predicted that no one will even be speaking any African language in the next 100 years, because we are not valuing these languages today, and we are not using these languages in constructive matters, but just chit-chatting rumors and laughing and poking fun at them. We can't have an international conversation with any other melanin dominant human being other than using English. And we have ignored Mdu Ntchr, which is a spirit language that many of our modern teachers today and preachers and teachers have told us that it is our heritage that we must learn. It is very important that we understand that bragging about Khamit's blackness is comical when we are doing absolutely nothing to build on the achievements of Kemetic people or ancient Kemetic people who were Africans or Bantus or melanin dominant human beings. Wherever we are on this planet, what can you do? We must do something to add to the ancient Khamitic foundation for our race to stop the slide and to stop the open mouth, wide mouth bragging and boasting. Blackness is good. That achievement is good, but it is like knowledge. It is how you use it. If you ignore it, it will ignore you. So let's look at what other European countries have done. You see, today several European countries have stolen and actually replicated Khamit in their own countries. For instance, Paris is Isis, Temple of Isis. It's the name of a city in Europe. No other African country has adopted that. The pyramids, they have built this pyramid along the Seine River. In Paris, in France, no African country wants to build a pyramid. They want to build something else. They borrow from Europe or China. It is clear that this architecture have energy. They draw that energy. The first inventive energy that invented these systems, which reside in the place where they were put, are being drawn and taken over into Europe. This is the obelisk, which was taken from Luxor in Khamit, dedicated to Ramesses, is now in Paris. And they have put a missing golden cap. It is very important that we are missing something here. Again, the Luxor obelisk on the Place de la Concorde in Paris, Djibouti taught the God of knowledge. So where would knowledge definitely go today? It's energy. All we are dealing with is energy. Again, here they built and they put structures of ancient Khamitic African goddess Isisu or Isusu, the mother of nature. Then the energy of that, because it's a frequency, it will regenerate itself in that place with a powerful result to those that are there, whether they know it or they don't know it. And the some that know it attach themselves to that feminine principle of nature. No wonder why I say these people are inventing a lot of technology today. Of course, with that missing element which is not in the original gene, because the original gene, people with the original gene are fast asleep. Same thing with the Vatican. You wonder how and why it is very, very powerful. The Vatican has a lot of material, that is some of it on display, including papyri, mummies, hieroglyphic inscriptions, and the famous book of Coming Forth by Day in the Vatican. Here is a list of Khamitic stuff that you can find in Vatican City. All of them have specific items borrowed from ancient Khamit. The funeral costume in ancient Khamit, they find it there. Masterpieces of the pharaonic statuary found there. Votive bronzes found there. Then there are other like cuneiform tablets and seals from Mesopotamia, vases, bronze from Syria and Palestine. They are all from there. And inscriptions, everything is there. Ancient Egyptian secrets, they are there in the Vatican. Ancient Egyptian pyramids, obelisks. Here is one African obelisk in Rome, at the Piazza Navona, taken during their conquest of our northern part of Africa. Also, they built the temple of Isisu. Seems Isisu is everywhere. This is the temple of Isisu in Pompeii, in Rome. Very, very important and very, very critical. In the United Kingdom, they have duplicated the Sphinx or Horemakuti along the Nile. But what they did, they put their Sphinx along the river Thames. And also Cleopatra's Needle, an ancient African obelisk, they've located it on the embankment in London. The British Museum also houses various ancient Khamitic artifacts, thousands and thousands of them all over the shore. So if you want to see African civilization, you have to fly to Britain to see it. It is important to know that even in Spain, the Temple of the Devon in Madrid is an authentic ancient African temple that was dismantled and reconstructed in Spain as a gift by pale Arabs, because they were thanking the Spanish for helping them in saving several monuments when they were building the Dam Aswan. And if you go to Germany, in Berlin, the Neues Museum houses an extensive collection of ancient African artifacts from Khamit right up to South Africa, across the whole place you know as Africa today. And these artifacts are put in glasses so that energy can permeate out and go out. They don't put them in granite, they don't hide them. Some they put and some they hide. These are just a few examples of European countries who use inspired ancient African structures, while all African governments, institutions, businessmen, politicians, leaders never open even a small museum for these artifacts. But when you want to build Jesus, Europe will give you money. When you want to build a mosque, the Arabs will pour millions and millions and billions of dollars for you to do that. Britain, knowing this truth about the first creator or the first inventor and the law of knowledge, ordered the destruction of the Ntchr pyramids they found in southern Nigeria, because they knew that by destroying these pyramids they are erasing the memories of the past and locking the people in a frequency they want of ignorance. Do you know that there are more than 2,000 pyramids in south part of Khamit in Sudan? There is no other place on earth with the largest number of pyramids than in the Sudan. How many people know that? Very few. So, as sons and daughters of ancient Khamiticians, of ancient inventors of knowledge, of ancient people that brought civilization on earth for trillions and trillions of years, what are we doing? Our actions speaks louder than our words. Our actions must be those that bring birth and revitalize this legacy. It's our legacy. It's in our blood. Every melanin dominant human being walking on today has a part of ancient Khamit. That wisdom is there. That knowledge is there. All you need to do is to recapture that heritage and again to apply it. It's no use just knowing it in your brain and not applying it. If you want to learn how you can apply it, if you want to learn the holidays and the festivals like ancestors' holy days coming in on March 8th every year, you have to connect with us at join@marifado.com, and then we can walk this journey together. Till we meet again, Yohamanja Topi, Priest Rabbi Elem Kunkenim Jakanja says, yes, Egypt was black. So what? So it's mine. I'm taking it over. Amen.